do that.
Here we go. This is Braden, my grandson.
Famous YouTuber.
Famous YouTuber.
Gonna be more famous, aren't you?
Even more so. Yeah.
What do you
got
think?
anything to say?
I'm gonna make a YouTube channel tomorrow. I mean today.
Today's
Tonight.
over. Tonight?
You gonna make one tonight?
Who's your favorite president?
Donald Trump.
There you go. Thanks, Braden.
All right, thanks, Rod. Get on there. Love you, Daddy. Wait, before you go, who's your favorite grandpa? All right, go sit
Let's
down.
get going, Ed.
All right, man. I don't know if you guys can see it so well. We have we're in the infant stages of a monitor behind us. Our IT guy went on vacation, so he's not here to help
Yeah,
us.
so we're kind of screwed on that, but we did the best we could.
But we got our email up there tonight, Ed and Dr. John at gmail.com. Love, hate mail, death threats, whatever you want to send us, we're fine with it. I guess John needed a break.
Go ahead, keep going.
But yeah, we're gonna make some fun. We're gonna make some fun about Chinese spies in the Democratic Party. We're gonna make fun about the Tim Walz family don't want him and are not supporting him. In fact, there's pictures circulating of the whole fam family in Trump shirts, which is pretty cool.
Got my Trump shirt on tonight, baby.
Yeah, I got my Trump hat on. I like it.
Yeah, that's something else. How the whole Walz family put their Trump shirts on, took a picture.
Yep.
Now, they hate their family member. I mean, well, they don't hate him, of course,
I don't know.
but they won't even back him running for being the VP. I mean, that's kind of weird.
Well, they probably.
Don't you think that's kind of weird?
Oh yeah.
But he is a weird guy.
I'm thinking they just see how bad he destroyed Minnesota and said, "Shit, we don't want him to be the." No, we don't want that. And it,
then there was that horse semen deal. They probably couldn't stand that.
They probably
either,
had to pay for that stomach pumping. That's why they're probably still pissed off about it.
Could be. They just couldn't forget it.
They just couldn't get over it. And then, we got other things that are funny, like, the New York Governor Hochul, she's got a China spy, just got arrested.
Yeah. Did you see the Chinese spy?
And she even looked Chinese. I mean, there was no
And what was she doing?
spying.
Yeah. But who was she spying on?
Well, the governor of New York's pretty important person, actually. It's not like Swalwell and Fing Fing, Eric Swalwell. Even though he was part of some committees, that were pretty important. So, what kind of pillow talk were they having? And then you got Dianne Feinstein, whose driver was for over 20 years was a Chinese spy. There's probably...
Let's think about this. Dianne Feinstein's driver was a Chinese spy.
Right.
Really?
For real. She was. Imagine think about what he listened to though. When she was one of the main senior members in the Senate for 30-some years.
And she had a Chinese spy as a driver.
Right. And imagine all the things he reported.
And probably knew it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Well, I'm pretty sure Swalwell knew that Fing Fing was a spy, but he was getting it, so he didn't care.
Yeah.
You can tell he don't get much. Flatulence. He's pretty famous for breaking wind on air. Did you know that? You ever seen that?
Maybe he was getting it the other way.
He's weird. That's a possibility. That may have been.
He's kind of weird too.
Right. Well, like we're on the subject of stupid Democrats. You got Andrew Cuomo, who's going to testify in front of Congress next week actually, for his COVID response to putting COVID positive people in nursing homes, of all places. So basically, he just probably responsible for killing a lot of elderly people.
Well, that whole COVID thing and everything they did was idiotic.
Oh, right. And well, they didn't do it. There's not one thing they did right. If you look at even from the masks to the shutdown.
And now look at the information coming out.
Right.
About the whole deal.
Yeah, well.
And I tell you what, and a lot of people are waking up to it, going, man, I was all gung-ho about this, and now I'm seeing all this stuff.
Right.
And they're thinking, wow, did I make it? And I hate to admit it, but they're going, did I make a mistake about this?
I'm still waiting on a bunch of apologies because I called it bullshit from the get-go.
I make mistakes all day, every day, people. I'm not afraid to say when I make mistakes. So don't be embarrassed to think, wow, I got sucked into something.
And let's
because we were all scared.
Oh yeah, well,
they made it sound like it was going to be something that wiped out the entire population.
Right. The media had us believing that it was like the Dustin Hoffman movie, where everybody was
Yeah.
just falling over dead.
Everybody running around with wipes and wiping off. I was wiping
Well,
stuff off at the gas station.
and
You're
John,
all
they were
carrying
showing-
on, buying food.
they were
I
showing
don't know what was
videos-
with the shit paper, but
They were showing videos of movies, of movies that had pandemics and stuff like that, and had people
well,
convinced.
they definitely. There's still people out there scared.
Oh yeah. Oh,
God bless you. If you are, that's fine.
there's still people wearing masks.
Yeah, well, I look at them and go, hey, poor soul, but
Right.
if that's what they feel they got to do, then you do it.
Yeah,
It's
whatever
not for
makes
me
you
to
feel
tell
good.
you not to.
Right on, right on. Well, let's move on to the next. DA Fannie Willis.
Yeah, her daughter got using her cell phone, hands-free law in Georgia. Then what happened, Ed?
Oh, she got caught with no license. It seems her license got suspended
And
back in May.
and guess what?
What?
She said, well, I wasn't aware of that. Well, how can you not be aware?
Here's what's the good part about the whole situation,
From
John.
May.
Right. Is her mama Fanny showed up to pick her up with her boyfriend Nathan Wade.
Oh, he's not her boyfriend.
No, well, apparently there's something going on.
Well, she said they separated.
Apparently not last weekend they were separated.
Oh, they're back together again. So they lied about that too.
Yeah, they weren't,
Lie.
those guys, that's just the whole situation altogether.
Just tell people who Fannie Willis is.
She's the DA in Georgia.
That's
She's
prosecuting
not-
Trump.
Well, was prosecuting
Was.
Trump. It was thrown out. There's no longer a case there.
It's because she was lying.
Partly because she was banging the lead prosecutor, who was a traffic court.
And she was lying.
Oh yeah. She's still lying about it. There's just no truth about it. There's not one court case against Trump that's not a bunch of bogus stuff. You know what I mean? It's just lawfare at its best. But I do have one good thing to say about a Democrat. You got Gloria Romero. She's a California former Democrat, now a Republican. She's left the Democratic Party and she's on our side now. Apparently she's come to her senses. I don't know if she quit smoking weed or
Maybe she couldn't lie anymore. She got tired of having to lie. She couldn't keep track of them.
whatever the reason, she's jumped the fence and now she's on the right.
I mean, how you keep track of all them lies when you keep telling them?
Well, listen, you can go back on Kamala Harris.
They all lie a little bit.
She's for the border wall now. She wants the woman that wants to ban plastic straws.
What is up with that?
Oh, did you see the commercial? She's actually showing pictures of the border wall that Trump built.
Walls are a good thing.
Right.
What is up with that, Kamala?
Oh.
Now you know she's lying,
She's dyeing her hair blonde soon.
and she wants to do the tax on tips, and she wants to build a border wall. There was another thing she wanted to do. What was it?
You know what Trump should do?
What?
When they debate next Tuesday, he
Say,
should,
I heard you was for the border wall.
he should say, thanks for the endorsement.
I've been saying that the whole time. Now you finally agree
Right,
with me.
well, pretty much everything Trump was going for, she just basically echoes it. But the problem is even CNN's onto her. They had a segment on CNN where they showed 50 different things that she's lied about, where she's called the border wall a vanity project and it was evil, and now she's all for it. And
She's trying to get votes. Oh, she's for fracking.
Oh yeah, she's for fracking
Now
now.
she's for fracking.
And all you guys in Pennsylvania, she's not for fracking. She's for votes. She's not
that
for
fracking
fracking.
thing. I'm not so sure I like
She's
that
definitely all
fracking
for the
thing,
Green
though.
New Deal, and that means all fracking will stop, all offshore drilling will stop.
Oh no, she's for it now.
Uh,
Till she gets
know what?
elected, then she won't want a border
Listen,
wall. Then she won't want fracking.
she has
won't
never
want-
actually said that, John.
What?
But these are just leaks that come out of her campaign. She's never actually come out and said any of this. It's just her handlers saying, no, she's no longer for that. She's for this now. She's changed her mind about this. And when she was asked about it on her 16-minute interview, that's all she's had since she's been appointed as the.
Then she got 14 minutes worth of words that
Right.
make any sense.
Oh, yeah. Well, she just said she didn't deny anything or agree
Actually,
to
about
anything.
5.
Only thing she said is she still has the same values, which leads me to believe that she's going to ban fracking and she's going to mandate electric cars and when she does it, she's like, oh, well, I'll never, you got her campaign gaslighting the whole world about what she's going to do. But what she's really going to do, because she said it herself, her values are the same.
The only word she says I understand is the, and with.
And how do you?
Otherwise, I don't know what she's talking about.
Why do you need notes for a canned interview anyway that you've had weeks to prepare for? Oh, speaking of preparation, she's in Philadelphia already prepping for the debate this Tuesday. Well, they had to stop practicing today because there's Trump supporters outside chanting, "We love Trump," so loud that they couldn't even do it. That's hilarious. I love that kind of stuff.
She's prepping.
Oh yeah, for the debate.
Well, she started way too late because there ain't no hope to start a week before. She didn't start about 6 months ago.
There's no prepping against Donald Trump. He's the greatest debater on the planet. He's basically annihilated everybody he's ever stood on stage.
She's gonna lay out one of them word salads on him. He's gonna stand there and go.
I don't
He's
know.
gonna do the same thing. I'm not sure what the hell you said, and I don't think you know what you said either.
Here's what I think. You know, I heard something today. I forget exactly who said it, but they said what he should do is come out. They're allowed to have drinks, right? So what he should do is come out and whatever he's got, have a plastic straw in it because Kababa wants to ban plastic straws.
Oh yeah. She wants to put a paper straw in a plastic package.
Right. Wrapped in plastic.
Wrapped in plastic. Makes sense to me.
Genius,
Well, hey, Ed,
genius.
it's time for the 3-minute rant.
Yeah, tonight's rant is about
TDS.
Right.
For people who don't know what that is, tell them, Ed.
Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah.
You know who you
the good
are.
old Trump derangement syndrome.
So here's one of the things I like. What do you like about Camilla?
She's a woman.
She's not Trump. Really?
That's
Well,
what they
I would have
say.
never noticed if you had told me.
Yeah, she's not Trump.
What is it you don't like about Trump? Oh, he's racist. No, well, how can
And then
you?
they can't answer you.
Yeah, where's your proof on that?
Well, the guy that ran everybody with their cars down there and killed all them people, and
Right.
the white supremacy thing, and he backed them.
you know, very fine
No.
people. All hoax.
Hope that was debunked.
Everything. Well, they just come out with Russian collusion 3.0.
Yeah, 3.0.
So they're back to their old playbook because they're too stupid to come up with anything new. I mean, you
They're
can't
running out
really.
of places to go, people.
Right. Well, you got all kinds of crazy stuff, and now Trump's saying he's going to release the Epstein list, and that's got all kinds of haters.
That'll make a lot of people hate Trump.
Oh my God! I hope he does because
I don't understand why. You know, you cannot want to vote for somebody, but they get enraged and their faces
dude.
turn red and their veins stick out and they get all pissed
Start
off.
calling you
I
names.
just hate that because they watch the news media lay on that bullshit.
right.
Trump derangement syndrome.
And I don't have Trump derangement syndrome, and I watch that stuff and laugh because it's like, really, people believe this shit? You know what
It's
I
like
mean?
listening to Kamala Harris talk. I can't hardly stand to listen to it. But my veins don't pop out of my neck. I don't care. Oh,
Right.
I hate that woman.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And I don't wish death on any of them. And I bet I've heard 10 people say, "Oh, that guy needs to practice better shooting and all that shit." I would never want to see that happen to Biden or Camilla.
I don't want to see anybody shot.
And then you got Rosie O'Donnell going around saying Trump did the old WWE thing where he cut his ear with a razor blade.
Well, Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh my God, these people
Considered a source.
They are out of their minds.
And that's our rant about Trump derangement syndrome.
Rosie O'Donnell. What a whale.
Yeah, well, whatever. Rosie O'Donnell. She's Rosie O'Donnell.
Remember in the
I don't
debate-
want to piss her off at me, so I ain't going to say nothing.
In the first debate, they called Trump out about calling people fat and whales, and he started goes, "That was just Rosie O'Donnell."
That was funny. Yeah.
He's funny, and if they can't stand it, he's funny.
They can't stand humor.
He's got, well, I know we're off the rant already, but I'm going to say something about Trump. He's got better numbers now than he had in 2016. And better,
Polls are a complete farce, and they're lying to you people, making you think that because they're going to try something stupid to try and steal it.
I can tell you that you'll see, when you're out in the countryside riding your motorcycles or whatever you do, you're going to see 75 to 100 Trump signs to one Kamala
Well, we
sign.
got the right people running the RNC now, and
Absolutely.
they're setting up the Board of Elections and different things, and they're making sure that there's people from both sides there. They're not going to be able to put cardboard up on the windows and run people out.
Right.
And pull their bullshit and make the fake ballots like they did, because I know they did that. I don't care if you say I'm a conspiracy theorist. They did that, and nobody goes a straight line up in an
Absolutely.
election. That was all bullshit.
And it's impossible to have 105% votes. Of your 100, you can only have 100% of your population vote. Michigan had 105%. So it's a little, there's some things that are crazy. Oh, and they also got them off they got RFK off the ballots in North Carolina.
North Carolina, they took him off the ballot.
And Michigan.
And Michigan.
And Michigan. Wisconsin's the only one that still has them on there.
They're trying to hold out.
Well, Wisconsin's weird, man. That is a weird state. I don't understand what's going on up there.
They eat so much cheese.
Well, the Supreme Court actually, that could be it. They done gone lactose intolerant and lost their minds. But the Supreme Court, but they're outlawed drop boxes, and then they come around and I'm not exactly sure how it happened, but they reinstituted them. So they have them back out there now. So it's just like, now you're going to have 2,000
Speaking of the
mules.
voting thing, I had somebody contact me on it about the early voting. They said, well, that's just like sending cash in the mail to me. I don't know if my vote's going to get in it. Well, we're working on that real hard with the Board of Elections, getting answers. We've gotten some answers, but next podcast, we're going to fill you in on all that information about early voting, because we really need to early vote, get our votes in there.
We got to bank them.
Got to bank our votes, and we'll explain to you everything, how that's going to work, how you're going to be able to track it. We're going to have all that information. We just don't have it all this week.
We no longer have an election.
Ed went to the Board of Elections finally, because I contacted Columbus and they sent me a thing, and the link didn't really tell me anything. I'm like, no, I want to know about this exactly. They didn't email me back. They're kind of ignoring me. Ed went straight to the Board of Elections. What happened there, Ed?
We just talked for a little bit. One person was obviously not a Trump supporter.
Kamala supporter. She didn't want to talk to Ed.
She didn't want to talk to me too much, but there was 2 people there that were very nice and basically explained to me that you're going to be able to go online and check what your vote tally was about 48 hours after you cast it. So if you go to the Board of Elections and cast your vote on the 9th of October, then the 11th you can go on your phone and you'll be able to track your ballot.
And we'll have information for you how you do that.
We will have all that down for you next Friday when we do our podcast. And
Don't forget.
We'll be able to do our monitor too, because we'll have our
IT
IT guy
guy.
back.
Don't forget about Judge Shanahan, Judge Hawkins, and Judge Dieter's from Supreme Court in Ohio, for you Ohio people watching
Right
this.
on. And Bernie Marino.
And Bernie Marino.
You don't want Sherrod Brown because he just.
I heard Bernie Marino took over the lead.
Yes, he has. He's actually become pretty popular amongst Ohioans,
Sherrod
with good
Brown.
reason why. Because Sherrod Brown's never done a damn thing for any of us, except if you're like fentanyl, he could hook you up.
Or you want to go drink wine in a ditch, probably.
Right. Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. He looks
That's
like
what he
the
looks
type.
like in the morning. His hair's like,
Well, the only time you even hear Sherrod Brown is when he's voting anything that Biden says, because Biden and him are good buddies, and in election season when he's trying to get you to vote him back in there, because he's never had a job in his life. He's like Biden. He's always been a crook, stealing your money and lying to you. And it's time we retired him. But Bernie Marino.
Joe Biden's disappeared.
Oh, he actually showed up. Where
He's
was
like
he?
Waldo in the book. Where's
Well,
Waldo?
See, they had to unbox him.
Can't find him.
They had to unbox him, John, because they're starting to fall down in polls. So he's out campaigning for Kamala now. Think about it.
So who's running the country?
Geez.
Does anybody got any idea who's running the country?
If you guys know, email me that information because I have
Somebody email us. Right there it is. Tell us who's running the country, who you think's running, because
Ed and Dr. John.
Joe's disappeared.
I know where he's been on the beach. He only had 6 days in the month of August that he worked. The rest was vacation.
I'm sorry, I beg to differ with you, because he's been there 3.5 years, and I don't think he's worked more than a day. I don't know that he's actually done anything.
I think they said he's got 42% of his time in office on vacation. I'd love
In
that.
the time he was in office, he didn't do anything, so
Well, was he really in office or just on a set that looked like the office? To be honest with you, I don't think he's been to the White House since he's been.
except the one time he missed the sidewalk and
Oh yeah.
just kept on walking to
The
the
Secret
woods.
Service have to direct him,
Come on there, Dopey Joe, you gotta turn.
What helicopter?
What's that?
God, I can't believe that guy.
Can I fly in that?
Is that mine?
So what do you think?
Well, I think we're screwed if we go through another 4 years of Democrat control, but get out there and vote. Vote early. Bank your vote. We have
Yeah.
election season now. We don't
Yeah.
have election day. And we just got to play the game. Once the game's over and we get control things, we'll go back to one-day voting. Trump's already said he's going to make it a national holiday. We're going to get the day off paid. There'll be no excuse for you not to show
Voting
up.
day?
Yep.
I think it should be a holiday.
Yeah, I think that's a Vivek Ramaswamy idea, but Trump says he's going to do it.
Why not?
He's also gonna make cop killing a death offense. If you kill a cop, you're gonna die. I totally agree with that.
Well, we got to stop that. Respect your police officers. I realize.
Absolutely.
I realize that just like any other profession, you've got some oddball bad ones.
But the
But
majority are.
99% of them are good people.
right.
And you
They're
got that
serving the
small.
country.
It's kind of like the world here. We got 2% of the people with the loudest mouth making the most noise for the rest of the 98% of the people out here that want good things. And these 2% are trying to screw it all up.
That is correct, John. Absolutely correct. Well, let's call it a night.
All right.
And we'll see you guys next week with the voting information.
There's our email.
And we're going to do some videos and everything next week.
Yeah, it's going to get better. I told you we're growing. We're poor guys, you know.
Right. Like we said, we don't have $1 million or $10. But anyway, I'm Little Ed.
I'm Dr. John.
This is enough already.
Thanks for watching.
See you next week.
And Dr. Jones, that's slow, tell him right, we don't love me long. Brings the knowledge, the brand new change, you can't take the brand new rounds. Fast, dropping knowledge bombs on my I'm
Get the Sonic. That's plenty loud. That's plenty.